welcome to another Wolftime gaming video. Today we're sticking with Star Wars Armada and we're going to be painting the Hounds tooth. That's right, it's Bossk's ship itself. Now, probably not one of the first ships I would have picked up myself, to be honest with you. I haven't got it for X-Wing. I'm probably not going to get it for X-Wing. But I thought, you know, it'd be quite fun to give it a go on the tabletop. So I really wanted to get some paint on it to get it looking like the rest of the vessels that we've got on the table and see how it does. Before we get started on that painting, as usual, let's get that kettle on. If you've seen any of my previous videos, you'll know the first thing we want to do is get a decent base coat on the vessels themselves. I do this in batches using a box, a lot of little sticks and some blue tack. Just stick all the ships to it, as you can see here. Give them all a spray, and that way everything's done all at once, and then you can get on to actually painting it. I've base coated this guy with Games Workshop's grey here, as I've done with the rest of the vessels, and then we're on to actually painting it itself. Now, as you can see from the reference image just on the top left there, you've got this grey sort of an area just across the rear of the vessel, and I'm going straight into that with Games Workshop's Basilicum Grey, which is a contrast paint, which means it's going to drop into all those recesses, into all that detail that we have on the rear of the ship, and it's going to get it looking really fantastic without any highlighting needed straight off the bat. The next paint we're going to go with is another contrast paint called Contrast Wildwood. Now, this is a really nice mid-level brown, and I know you can see from the reference image just on the top left there, it's a lot of a lighter brown. However, I really wanted to stick with the contrast paints with this one because I wanted to show you what sort of an effect this can have. It drops into the recesses really nicely in this vessel. There's so much detail on these miniature ships that the contrast paints work absolute wonders, and it means you can get the vessels painted really quickly. You can see there you've already got a load of detail in that. It's dropped in really nicely, and all those raised areas are a very light brown. Yes, not sort of a brown that we could see on the reference, but not far off. There's a couple of engines just on the rear of the vessel there, or you know, the middle of the ship, just on the rear of that sort of section there. And there's also two vents just on the top there that I wanted to have the same sort of colour as the engines as well. So I've gone with Sotek Green initially, just as the main colour of the engines, as you've seen me do in the past, and then we'll pick out just the centre of those with Temple Guard Blue. As you can see, I'm going to do that now, just to pick out the middle of those two vents and across the rear of that sort of main section of the vessel. And what this does, it gives you the impression that the engine is glowing, or whatever you're actually painting is glowing. It's great for windows and things if you wanted to get like a bluey tinted windows and stuff like that, but I'm going with engines in this instance, and I think it looks really effective, and just pops off from the model nicely, so it adds that detail without really needing that much effort. Now, I'm also actually adding a few little yellow dots just on the side of the vessel here, just at the top, doing four little dots, and then sort of a rectangular shaped area, just because I wanted to add a little bit of detail. There is a little bit of detail just on the reference image you can see there, and I've seen this done in like sort of light greys and yellows, and I wanted to go with yellow, and that's it. It's that easy to get some paint on this guy. I don't need to go into any more effort. I don't need to put any more detail on there because it looks brilliant straight off the bat. It's going to look great on the tabletop, and for something that you might pick up, you might not play with very often, but you do want to get on the tabletop, it looks great really quickly. Thanks for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of our future videos. Go and check out the channel now for more great content. There's loads of painting videos including Games Workshop, Star Wars, and loads of fantasy settings such as Frostgrave and one of my favourites, Boros and Badgers. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one.